What's up, everybody? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button to the Hoops Tonight YouTube channel, and then follow me on social media on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter so you guys don't miss any of our content over the course of this season. All right, let's talk some basketball. All right, let's talk some Joel Embiid, and then we'll get out of here. So he got off to a slow start again. Missed a little short jumper on a catch and pick and roll. He missed a couple of free throws after getting fouled underneath the basket by Jokic. He got beat to the rim by a small guard in drop coverage. Like, he was in drop coverage, but he was standing really upright. And then this little unathletic guard just went right around Embiid and made a layup off the glass. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, this is the bare minimum of what they have to get out of you in this role. He immediately on the same play gives up the layup, takes the inbound pass, and just throws it right to the other team, and they get another. They were down 10-2 like this. Like, it was a complete disaster. He was -8 in a game that Team USA won by 26 points. That's legitimately hard to do. And again, like, guys, like, Embiid has had high moments with this team. He's had good moments. He had good moments in this game with the backdoor cut pass to Drew Holiday that led to the dunk for LeBron. He had an one little right shoulder fade against Jokic. Hit a little pocket pass or drop-off pass, short jump shot off a pass from Steph. Like, he had a big block on a play where a guy got behind him and he swatted him off the glass out of bounds in the second half. Like, Embiid had his moments, but it's these disastrous stretches of mistakes like he had at the start of the game. You can't afford to go down 10-2 in single elimination basketball. Like, that could get you beat. That could cost you a gold medal. And so this is like a legitimate concern that I have for this team. And here's the thing. I don't think it's that complicated. I still think that Joel Embiid is a better franchise cornerstone, a better best player on the team than AD and Bam by a pretty sizable margin. But the reality is there are different ways to play the game of basketball. And what Joel Embiid plays with the Sixers, that style of basketball, is very different than the style of basketball that Team USA is playing. For instance, it's very similar. Let's just take it like this. Put Embiid on the 76ers. It's a brute force attack, right? Much less ball and player movement. The 76ers had the fourth fewest assists in the entire league last year by total assists. They're not a team that it's just flowing from side to side and there's a ton of ball and player movement. That's not what they do. Embiid can catch, he can hold, he can cook, he can throw 2 or 3 jab steps, he can hit dribble combinations if he wants. Why? Because the Sixers need 35 points and 6 assists out of him every single night. So it's a great fit for Embiid there. If you took Bam and AD and put them on the Sixers, they're immediately a way worse team because they're not equipped for that style of basketball. That's not what they do. But if you put Embiid on Team USA, they need him to set ball screens. They need him to roll quickly into openings in the middle of the floor. They need him to make decisions when he catches there. Quick decisions off the catch. They need him when another guard drives to quickly catch outlet passes and to quickly flow into the next action on the other end of the floor. They need him to sprint up and down the floor in transition. They need him to defend at a high level. They need him to rebound at a high level. Bam and AD, that's where they earn their money. They are professionals at that kind of thing. That's why those two guys look excellent in this format, playing this style of basketball, and Embiid struggles. And this is different from the Tatum thing because it's similar to the Tatum issue, right? Like, Tatum on the Celtics, where they need him to be more of an advantage creator and more of a screener. It kind of like he's involved more frequently with the action. It makes sense for Boston, right? But there's 2 huge differences between the Tatum thing and the Embiid thing. One, a ball stopper specifically at the center position is the worst place for one in 5-out offense. That is the bridge guy. That is the guy that bridges the action from one side to the next. You need a ball mover at that position. And secondly, Jason Tatum is an excellent athlete who's very durable and in great shape, and he excels at the dirty work stuff. Embiid doesn't. He looks out of shape and he's struggling. So like with Tatum, it's like you're willing to live with some of this because he's going to bring so much other good to the table. Embiid's been a borderline disaster on both ends of the floor. And we're getting to the point now, guys, like the sample size is too small to just hope that Embiid figures it out. Like, they play South Sudan on Wednesday, Puerto Rico on Saturday, quarterfinals on Tuesday, semifinals on Thursday next week, finals on Saturday. That's 5 games, guys. We have 5 games left with this group. Like, there's not enough time. Like, Embiid is miles and miles and miles away from figuring out how to play this style of basketball. And so he's not going to figure it out before the end of the gold medal game. And again, if you keep starting him and you keep dropping down 10-2 to every single team, that could be something that's very dangerous when you get to the elimination round. You could make the case that Embiid should be benched entirely. Both Bam and AD are better players in this setting. In the setting, excuse me, I can't talk. Both Bam and AD are better players in this setting, and you need to find minutes for Tatum. And an easy way to do that is stop playing 3 centers. If you play AD with the starters and Bam with the bench guys, Tatum, all of a sudden, all these minutes open up for Tatum, and then Steve Kerr can keep playing all the guards that he loves to play, right? You could argue it should be a LeBron AD front court and then a Tatum Bam front court for the bench unit. You could argue that's the way it should be, but I don't think they're going to bench Embiid entirely for all the obvious political kind of backlash that would come from that, right? But you also can't keep starting him. If you keep digging a hole like that every game, that could be really dangerous when you get to the elimination round. So what I would do is just put Embiid with the bench group. At least there you're surrounding him with more size and athleticism to cover for his defensive deficiencies. You can't play Embiid alongside 37-year-old, about to be 37-year-old Steph and about to be 40-year-old LeBron. Especially if you move KD in the lineup, he's getting old too. You can't just play Embiid, the out-of-shape guy who sucks at the dirty work stuff, alongside the old guys. Put him on the bench with Ant and Tatum and Bam and these freaky athletes. Put him out there with them. They'll cover for his shortcomings in the dirty work, and that unit needs help on offense. He can bring that there. It's just less of a big deal if he co-ops possessions there. But again, like, this is not an indictment of Embiid as a basketball player. He's one-dimensional in terms of his play style right now. He needs to play the style he plays with the Sixers. But he is a world beater at that style. It's unrealistic to expect him to slot into a 5-out, read and react, trust your teammates, keep the ball moving type of offense in a few weeks when he's never done that in his career. It's just hard to do. And so I'm not surprised that he's struggling. And I just hope that Steve Kerr makes the adjustment before it turns into an issue in the elimination round. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to start peeking at player rankings. I'm also going to start taking a look at some of the other Olympic games, see if there's anything worth hitting on that front. As always, I appreciate you guys for supporting the show. The game plan for the rest of the week on Wednesday, South Sudan game, I think I'm going with Colin Cowherd after the game. So it's very possible that we won't have a show until Thursday morning because I'll be going with Colin that day. And then I plan on doing a mailbag late in the week. I don't think we'll cover Puerto Rico because it's just not an interesting enough matchup. And then we're going to head into next week, and it's pretty quickly going to be the elimination round. So it should be fun from there. Again, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I will see you on Wednesday.